So hopefully everything's working now okay now. I don't know what was the problem there a second ago, to be totally honest with you. You dubbed this down the memory hole. Don't know what the problem was there a second ago. It's all kind of weird, to be totally honest with you. It might not just work. Maybe there's a problem. Uh, Unless it's my screen or something that's the problem. Um, we see what happens. As well, it could be shadow banning thing. To be totally honest, I don't know really what it is. You give it a second anyway. Let me see. Let me tea though, but not forget that. Yes. Okay. So, can you try? I don't know if you're here at the moment, Davey, but can you try and comment? I don't know if there's something wrong with the YouTube service. It seems a bit weird, to be totally honest with you. I don't know if you're here at the moment. I was just asking because it just does seem a bit weird, the system tonight. For whatever reason, I don't know why. Could be something. It could be something. I don't know. Might be to do because I have to update. I don't know. It might be something, but no. My own live chat. I am right. It's a nuisance. I wish YouTube just walk and not. But see, that's what happens when your account kind of is shadow banned and stuff like that. Which is the truth. It seems to be what's kind of happening all the time. So we'll give it a few more minutes because it's a nuisance the way the YouTube's walking tonight. Let's see. What am I looking for? I suppose we will get started now. Anyway, this can go up as a video. Anyway, I know it's a nuisance when people watch the video instead of being in live, etc., etc. They probably look at it and say, "What the fuck?" You know, it's kind of weird live streams and stuff when you're talking to people. Somebody's coming from Charge my phone. So I wonder where should that. So I start with this. Let me see. Is this walking to this? That's the notification now for me going live. Yeah, that's the notification now. It's only coming through now, would you believe? So it must be how it's slow the YouTube service tonight because it's only literally after coming through there now. Hello, Walter. How are you doing? I don't know why it took a long time now tonight to get the notification to go through. It wouldn't go through there. So basically, the notifications only went through. So basically, that's what I'm trying to say. It's been a kind of iffy today. YouTube. Close that. So supposed to start with this. Now, this is a surprising number for just Cavan and Monaghan new passports in the last 6 months. That it is a lot for just beginning the 2014 for the last 6 months. It is quite a good bit. Um, like it's insane. Like I kind of don't understand why it's this amount in 6 months. Like it must be Ukrainians looking for Irish passports or something like that because it couldn't be this many. Like I'm one of them, obviously, because I get my passport at the beginning of the year to go to Finland, obviously. But this is quite insane for just two counties, and the fact is, 6,300 probably you give or take 7,000, maybe a bit more. And if you add it up at the end of the year, probably maybe 12 to 13,000, which is a lot for one county. So really, the question is, where are all these people coming to get Irish passports? Where are they coming from? But we all know they're probably G's, etc., getting things handed to them, etc. Because it's quite a lot, and I think it's more than any other year that we talk. At this stage of the year, for 6 months, it should only be about maybe at most 3,000. It shouldn't be this big of an increase. What I'm trying to say. To be told, maybe I'm just being a conspiracy theorist, but that all adds up to 12,000, which is a lot for two counties alone in the last 6 months. It's a lot, but maybe I'm just being a conspiracy theory on that one. You probably heard the news. The Irish government are considering extending trade lines, etc. But that's going to take 100 million years to happen. You probably have seen it. The government are planning to bring the trains back to Cavan in Ireland. But that's only it's basically just been talked about. It's nothing hard yet on it. The same as they're going to reopen a lot of lines. They're going to extend lines, etc. Like there's a huge train infrastructure. Like there's huge plans in the works. Basically, if they go ahead, they go ahead. It's hard to know if they're going to go ahead. I don't know if you've seen that, but definitely look it up if you have a chance because it's a lot to explain. Because there's a lot of stuff. No, there's no Cavan Branch line at the moment. There's no trains in Cavan or Mullen at all. But the plan is to have a train going from Cavan up to Armagh to Belfast. That makes any sense. So they're planning to build a whole new line, basically, through Cavan to go to Belfast, etc., from Dublin. So basically, talking about huge new lines and extending lines, etc. So basically, there's going to be a lot of it's something like 35 billion they're going to spend. Well, if it goes ahead, like I'm sure you've seen the plans. I suppose it's anybody's guess if it ever does go ahead because it's going to take 9 million years for it to happen. Let's put it that way. Yeah. But I don't know. You probably heard like it's across the whole country, not just in Cavan. It's across the whole country. They're going to upgrade railway lines. They're going to do this. There's a lot of stuff they're planning to do basically. I talked about it on one of my live streams about a month ago. Like that's when the plans were released a month ago. But do look it up because it's an awful lot. I can't even think of the top of my head. They're talking about other railway lines from Wexford to Waterford, which have no trains. As far as I know of, they're talking about a new branch line there and stuff like that. So I presume that we need to buy extra trains. Presuming. So, now I suppose we talk about this. So this is the new news in Cavan at the moment. So as you can see, it's a miracle how nobody was killed in this car. Because there's not much for car left, to be totally honest. And I hate to laugh, but there's generally not much left. I don't even know what that is behind it. I think that's an air cow or something like that. But you can see the damage, and you see just the debris everywhere. It's just everywhere. Basically, there's even stuff over in the ditch over here, because there's loads of photos going about. There's literally some of the rubble, some of the bits of the cow, because the cow just exploded, as you can see here when the bus hit it. The cow just literally combusted, like the foot of it. Lucky there was only a driver in this car. If there was someone in the back, they would have just dead. They would have been dead. There's no question about it. Because the whole as you see, the wheels literally come off, and then the foot of it. So what happened? The bus crashed into the back of this, and then the car crashed into the foot of it. But I don't know. Well, again, it's hard to know at the moment, but that's what I'm presuming at the moment. A lot of people are presuming because the bus crashed into this, and this car, the car must have jolted out into the other lane, and this car hit and then swerved into the wall over here. That's what I think happened. That's as far as I know what happened. But as you can see, like the debris, it must have hit him. This like the bus must have been going fast, basically, because at going at a normal speed, it couldn't be this fast, basically, because there's literally debris over here. There's debris like low, like not miles away, but a good distance away from the crash. You can see here, just literally combusted. Like the whole place is covered in debris. Yeah, but they're planning to upgrade the whole railway system. Like they're talking about every half an hour, but trains, etc., etc. Like that's the talking about. But yeah, so thankfully nobody's dead at the moment. People obviously injured because obviously if you were in this situation, you would be injured. So this is the Dublin bus going to Dublin. So as you can see here, this is the express bus. A bus and two cows along the end. So this is just after lunchtime. This is the Dublin Road. I'm sure people know it. Just beside the church. You've seen this house here in the back, and this used to be old schoolhouse. Was on room to improve. So it's quite a mess. To be told, answer. But thankfully nobody on the bus was injured. The driver wasn't injured. But I think the only people that were injured was the people in this cow. But I don't know how severe. They're still alive. Let's put it that way. But they're very lucky, especially this cow, because that's a tangled mess. Like, if it would have been the damage done to the foot, because there was somebody driving it, obviously. If it was the damage done to the foot of the cow, we would have been looking at people dead. It's simple as that. Because lucky there was nobody in the back, as far as we can get up. But it is, as you can just look from behind, and the debris goes up here and everything. It's quite a mess. And you see the other photos down here when it pops up. Ooh, I'm clicking everything. But we see what happens. But definitely the bus must have been speeding or something happened because somebody was speeding or doing something, basically. Because it couldn't have been that bad. And this comes after. Is this the same thing? Yeah. So this was Sunday, just gone by. So this basically was just up the road here, like literally in Butters Bridge. An accident happened just up the road. It was insane. So basically, this is the third accident from Sunday to now on the N3. Because there was another accident in Virginia, outside Virginia, that hold up traffic for a long, long time. Between a lorry and a car. Thankfully, I don't think anybody was killed in that. It's a miracle how nobody's been killed in these three. This one wasn't. This was the least severe. This one was only a car put on its brakes and the car ran into the back of it, and then another car swerved into the ditch. Basically, that's really what happened. Like nobody was. Obviously, somebody was injured, but not killed. Obviously, and then especially this one, the truck hit the back of the car and then went into the shoulder and kind of flipped a bit. This one obviously today was a lot more serious than the other two. But still, nonetheless, it does raise concerns that there was three accidents on one part of the road network in less than a few days from Sunday on to now, and that's only been toasted. And again, there's another few days to go of this week. It's not a good kind of luck, if that makes any sense. I couldn't tell you. I'm not that into the whole thing, but long story short, it's a miracle how nobody's been killed in these three accidents, especially the one today. It's a miracle. It's just generally a miracle how nobody was killed outright. But obviously, the people are injured. What is this? This is the second. Oh yeah, then there was another small crash down the road from it. I don't know much about that. Apparently, it was just a small fender bender really thing. That I don't know much about this, but it seems to be just a minor one. There was another one down the road from it, which because obviously the traffic was blocked up, so probably somebody ran into the back of somebody. Basically, I don't know, but I haven't heard anything really on that yet. Okay, I don't know why everything's lagging. Shouldn't be lagging. So this is still happening in the Wet Hills Valley Hills area, Cavan. So it's going into the fourth week, basically. I understand it. I've talked to people that knows things about this. It takes a while for this to be sorted out and uh, to drain the water, I suppose, and to make it clean. And it takes time. I'm not too familiar with how the water system works, but long story short, it does take it takes time. But I think they're hoping to have it done by the end of the month. And obviously, being the 22nd today, they don't have much time left to get it sorted. But let's hope to do it, because it isn't a very big inconvenience to a lot of people. Because there's been people from this area saying about how out of the way they have to go to buy water, etc., etc., and they're spending more money on buying big gallons of water, etc., etc. It is an awful lot of time it takes for them to do everything, if that makes any sense. So hopefully it'll be sorted sooner rather than later. There's hope. Now, as you know, the electric picnic was happening down the country. Now, obviously, I wouldn't care for the electric picnic, but this doesn't like. I'll try and get pictures later on, maybe of it, or we'll talk about it again. But basically, all the young people in the country go to it. Like, the tickets are already sold out for next year. That's just to show you. It was not even over a few days, and then it was already sold out. Like, long story short, loads of people bought tents, etc., etc., and the mess was outrageous. The amount of rubbish and stuff that was left for teenagers, and literally, I think Garrod Murphy. If anybody watches Garrod Murphy or anything like that, or sees, I don't think we're worried about the girl in the picture. But long story short, if you know Garrod Murphy and you follow him on Twitter, take for example, he showed a good video from people asking what's the biggest concern in Ireland at the moment. People are just like, the environment, climate change. The whole place is a mess. Like, literally, then they just fuck their tents along the side of the road and just leave them there. And all the rubbish and everything that. And they're just like, oh yeah, climate change, the environment. That's our biggest concern. But we don't care. We just champagne socialists. But it's insane to see how popular it is, especially because it has been a very shit weather. As you see, the moment, it's just pissing rain. It's just non-stop rain here. It's just pissing miserable weather. So especially in that too, very shitty, because it's basically just a big field with a stage. But it's great. So that's that. But I don't get it. But I probably get if I get Gail Murphy's tweet, I show it. We'll talk about that in a second. So I made a video on this last night, because I think this is just a bit stupid. There's more things to be concerned about at the moment. What I said last night is, children can't even get to school. There's no buses to bring them to the school in some cases. In Cavan, as I said, there's 20 children. The seats have just disappeared on the bus, basically, because we have no explanation how that happened. Not even that. Across the whole country, there could be 10,000 children in the same situation. And they can't even get to school, basically. And she's more worried about people bringing mobile phones into the school. I think our priorities are in the wrong place altogether. Not to even mention all the young teachers. The teachers leaving in droves to go to other countries because they can't make a living here, and they're just leaving in droves. And not even that too. The SNAs, the situation with special needs kids. There's no assistance for them whatsoever. So it's just extremely tone deaf, in my opinion, that she's more focused on people with mobile phones. And not just to mention this, you think Norma Foley would have a brain in her head to say teenagers particularly won't listen, and the teachers and the principals and stuff like that be too busy running around after the children with the mobile phones, if that makes any sense. Like, I get why. Like, even when I was at school, I mentioned the video last night. If you want more context, I didn't bring my phone to school when I was in primary school. When I got my phone when I was in 5th class and 6th class, and even in secondary school, only to the last few weeks of my leaving sort of bought my phone, because the reason why we needed it for projects, to take pictures, etc., for briefs. We needed that, so that's the reason why. Public transport, yeah, there's buses. There's obviously buses. Yeah, there's buses here. But there's no trains. There's no trains in Cavan or Mullen. The nearest trains are in Longford, in County Longford, and they go on through Roscommon, I think, to Sligo or something like that. I'm not too sure. But there's no train infrastructure at all in County Cavan or County Mullen. The only thing that's here is buses, the bus transport. That's why there's no such thing as trams or anything. There's just the buses. As you see in the picture there earlier on, CIE buses, local link, transport fallen buses, local link, and then you have bus Éireann. And that's basically it. You have no really other transport in the county. Compared to obviously other counties, there's more infrastructure. Obviously, there's trains and stuff. Well, the Dublin bus, you seen that bus in the accident there, the Dublin bus, that goes to Dublin through Navan, etc., etc. The Dublin, that one's every hour. And then there's the 109, and it's 109X that goes to Dublin Airport. They go every hour. The local link one goes around, like there's a local link here in this village. It goes around every 2 hours or so. It goes around, it does the circle around Cavan to Buttersbridge, then out to Ballyhace, etc., etc. So about every hour, give or take. In some other local routes, like some of the smaller routes, the other side of Cavan, they only go about once or twice a day. Like there's a bus that goes to Killashandra in County Cavan for Cavan Town. It only goes about twice a day. It goes once in the morning, then once in the evening. And basically does the circle back. It's not that heavily infrastructure there, the public transport. But that's what they're talking about, train line through Cavan Town coming out, going through Clonus and County Mullen, etc., etc. So up that way. So basically, through Cavan Town, through a lot of towns in Cavan. I suppose it can change a bit now, but it's going to take years because there's no such thing as infrastructure here there's no railway lines even, basically. So they have to put them all down and then build stations, and it take years. So we see what happens there. So Robert F. Kennedy. So as you know, the independent that was going for the US presidency has dropped out, is going to drop out. It's really guaranteed that he's going to drop out of the race. I think it is guaranteed now that he is. He's said it, I think, and endorsing Donald Trump. Now, rumor has that Robert F. Kennedy is going to get a role in Donald Trump's administration. So whatever that would be. A lot of people say he should be over the CIA, which would be a very cruel twist of fate, if you ask me, because he could find some information out about what happened to his relatives, in the CIA. And obviously, I don't think they would like that, the CIA putting them in that position particularly. So we should wait and see what happens in this circumstance. But obviously, Robert F. Kennedy, his family were through tragedy the last 50 years or so, 60 years. And he's talking about issues that a lot of people won't talk about. He won't go in the mainstream media. And I can't even utter them here on YouTube. But, in fairness, the only one sounding the alarm on a few of these issues. So he does, I do think he deserves a role in some kind of administration in the government. Either that be, hopefully Donald Trump will win, not Kamala Harris, but if Kamala Harris wins too, but she won't put him in to her cabinet or into the administration in any way, shape, or form. She won't do it. But, we'll wait and see. Yeah, so it's going to cost 35 billion. 35, that's what they reckon. They're going to just throw money at it, basically. It hasn't even started yet, just to say. It's just the plan, basically. I can get it now in a second. I show you the thing just when I'm here. Because I suppose you haven't heard about it. Like the Irish media were having a fit over the last, a few weeks ago. Can't get the photo up. The photo would explain more. Let me see. I'll try and get a photo off the recommended it. That makes sense. So I can explain to you. Yeah, I have a thing. So this is from Yeah, it could happen. They might do it because they probably will do it. They do some of it. They're going to do some of it anyway. So this is the plan. So this is only half of the country. There's more of the country here, but this is Cavan here where I am. So what I was talking about here, if this would go away for a second. So the train line will come from Dublin, basically. This is the new train line because you see up here, the blue one is new railway line. So these ones already exist. The one from Belfast, through Drogheda that to go to Dublin, these exist. So you can see what just exists at the moment. Uh, the grey ones are the ones that exist, and you see the one from Tullamore. Like these are all new, basically. The one from Cavan goes to Cronus, Monaghan, then Portadown on to Belfast, basically. And then there's another rail line from Portadown to Dundalk to Letterkenny and Derry, etc., etc. Then you see from Cavan to Mullingar too, and then the train to Dublin. Then the train goes from Mullingar to Athlone to Galway. This is huge, and then obviously these will be new. I think these are already existing lines, but they're going to be redone, etc., etc. And then obviously this would be a new train line too from Galway, from this part of Galway to Trim to Castlemores. So a lot of new train infrastructure. Then the country's the same, so it's pretty much the same. It doesn't show the whole picture. But yeah, a lot of infrastructure because you can only see what's there already at the moment. There's only a train line going from Belfast to Dublin, and then there's one from Tullamore. So this is the one I was talking about, to Athlone. So there's a lot of talk about it. Like, as I say, it's the first time in literally decades. There's probably better pictures out there because there's more of the country. This is only the top part of the country, but obviously huge plans this in the works. But it's going to take 9 million years for that to happen, basically. Because again, the tracks they haven't even got the tracks for them. So we should see. But I don't think all of it's going to happen. Definitely a few lines will be opened because they've come out with this, so they have to kind of do something. Especially because the population's growing, etc., etc. And Eamon Ryan hates cows and he wants to get rid of cows. So the only solution is really trains. That's the only solution. If they want to get rid of all the cows, they need trains. Like I don't know what kind of trains they're going to get. Like I don't even think they've got that far yet. Hello, everybody. I know a few people just joined us. So they haven't even got that far yet. Does make sense. Who's spamming? Oh no, we're just having the conversation. No, John, we're having a conversation. That's Walter. He's usually here. You haven't seen him. Nobody's spamming anything. No, we were just talking. We were showing them the new train lines, etc., etc. So we were just having a conversation. Nobody's spamming. It's just that there was nobody here. YouTube's acting a bit weird tonight. I don't think notifications went out. I had to restart the stream, etc., etc. So it's a bit fucky tonight. And not to mention the Thursday too, etc., etc. Oh no, he thought you were spamming, like a bot. He thought you were a bot. So that's why it was only him basically here because there was nobody else here. So we were just talking among ourselves basically. If that makes any sense. How are we doing anyway, Sean? We're not going to be live for too much longer now. So I suppose we'll move on now. So obviously in Finland everything's gone pear-shaped. Quite literally, it's got worse if it could get any worse. So there's just a huge uproar in every part of society in Finland. We talked about everything. It's just a huge uproar because basically what they plan to do, like when they kick Sanna out of office, the coalition, the True Finns and the National Coalition Party, the National Coalition Party, they said, "Oh, we will fix the debt. Don't worry, we will make the economy grow. We'll stop the debt." There were so many more evictions and unemployment has increased, and the debt has been increased by 55 folds. So this is going well. basically. Like this statement alone tells you all you need to know that everything's not going well. Basically, that literally evictions are happening now at the moment. And this is the first time in donkey's years that these things have happened in Finland. That now it's every day basically because it's just always been happening. But this is the first time in years, in donkey's years, that people have actually been evicted from their homes because they can't afford to pay the rent. The true Finns are doing a great job. You talking to me? Do I live near trains? No, I don't even think is there trains in Donegal, Sean? They call Thomas for some reason. I called you Thomas. But is there trains in that? There must be probably somewhere in Donegal. I never was up really the top end of Donegal, so I don't know. I don't think there is, but I think Sligo's in places like trains, like in that area. But there you go. That hits the nail on the head. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Donegal now. I was only in Bundone and Ballyshannon, that area. I was never up in. We opened for tours, okay. Yeah, so I never was up in Letterkenny, as we call it. But I was never up that direction or up the very top of the country. I was down the bottom end, Bundole, Ballyshannon, that area. I probably should go up sometime to the very top of the country. But yeah, so the plan, the plan they're talking about bringing the trains back to go to Donegal too. So, but that's going to take 9 billion years. You know. So we'll not be live for much longer because I know there's a few other streamers going to go live now in the next 30 minutes or so. So we'll probably only wait around for another 10 minutes or so because I think there's other streamers going to go live. Yeah, I think so. There is probably, yeah. Like, there's a lot of people that do film trains and stuff like that. Yeah, see, I wouldn't be looking really. PC good. No, just a lot of streamers. A lot of Irish streamers going live. Like nobody really in particular, but I know of 3 or 4 of them that usually go live in the toast, and that's usually why I don't go live in toast, because a lot of them do stream, and this is again the only opportunity. Like I know, like loads of Irish streamers. I don't know if I'm familiar with them, but like you say, Sean will be gone in a few minutes too. I suppose I just briefly talk about this. I talk about it more. I know this is the other one. So, along with the economy going to fuck in Finland, these people are about, don't know what to really say about this, but long story short, yeah, it's like it's insane. I don't know what to make of that, but we'll talk about more probably. Now the thing really about this is she's not wrong what she was saying, basically. The true Finns in the coalition. Right, I think we probably leave it there. Because YouTube's acting a bit fucky tonight. It's a bit so we talk about a lot more now. Come Saturday, definitely Saturday, because I do have a lot to discuss. So is there anything else before we go? Ooh, press something. So yeah. Radio. Give me a moment to just check something on here. So yeah, there's a lot more things we didn't discuss tonight. Now, tenfold, so there's more stuff to discuss. I suppose briefly to just touch on something when I'm here. One more thing, because it's quite a good bit. Let me see. I probably won't find it now. When I'm here. Where the fuck is that? Jacksepticeye, yeah, he's nobody really talks about Jacksepticeye. But hello, Gordon. You just came at the worst time because we were just about to go away in a few minutes. Because they didn't really plan on tonight. So I just briefly touch on this when I'm here, just for 2 minutes. Now there was a big fire in Dublin. And this was rumored to be for asylum seekers. This building. Now I don't know how true that. Yeah, so another fire basically. As I see, it really burned down the place because it's an old building, I think. So it's hard to know was it going to be used for asylum seekers or what was happening with it. I suppose we should see what comes of it. But this is just why the reason why I'm talking about it now is, there's too much of this around the country, basically. There's too much, at the end of the day, the government are really to blame for this because they shouldn't be putting loads of people into every nook and cranny in the country. And they shouldn't be doing it. So, but they shouldn't really stop, really, put people into every nook and cranny. Because people are getting very sick of it, and especially the fact of the matter there's no engagement. That's what's causing this. The fact there's no engagement, no discussion about it. And then obviously rumours start, and this is the obvious response, basically. But basically, we have to, if people are going into places, it should be at least something said, local TDs, etc., etc. But it's a sad thing to see. So yeah, we'll leave it there for tonight. We should be back Saturday because there's a good bit to discuss, particularly with the true Finns, etc., etc., and their fucking shenanigans. Because it's getting worse without getting better in Finland. It's just getting worse. If it could get any worse, I don't know if it could. But yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you for being here. I know it's been a bit hectic tonight. The YouTube system doesn't seem to be working. Notifications are gone. So thank you, everyone. I'll talk to you again. And I'll talk to you Saturday, hopefully Saturday evening. Oh, well. Thank you.